2020 is going to be the best year for Halo, guys. Here's everything you need to know about 2020 being a Halo fan, when to expect news exactly throughout the year, including one specific date that I think in less than a month we are getting Halo Infinite news, and I'll tell you exactly when that is in just a moment. And I'm also going to tell you when I think the flights are coming, the beta, but also when the base game is dropping in holiday this year. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This video is supported by Audible. Snag yourself a free Halo audiobook right down in the description below. Franchise head Bonnie Ross said, "It's not hard to look ahead to next year, knowing how much we have yet to show, but rest assured that 2020 is going to be the biggest year ever for the Halo franchise." And I believe her. Not only is Halo Infinite so close to release, its flights becoming likely playable I think in summer, but we'll talk more about that soon, but also Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 and ODST are going on PC Steam, and the Halo TV show is likely going to release along the game with Halo Infinite, and I think I know exactly when the trailers are going to come out for all these games and shows, so a lot to be thrilled for as a Halo fan this year, so be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's talk a little bit about Halo Infinite. Now, this game is going to be a spiritual reboot in that even people that have never played Halo before can jump right in, which I think, as I see that, it seems that the story in some sense is being rebooted, and we also heard that the game will pick up like Halo 1. So in Halo Infinite, we're probably going to be dropped into a very epic war, and likely one that is happening between Cortana's created, as well as the UNSC and rebels working together to fight Cortana. Now, the reason why I bring all of this up is because I think it would be important for us right now, at this point, to expect big changes to be made to Halo. So, of course, 343 is going back to the roots of Halo, but very likely, they're going to be introducing an open world for us to explore, and with that, there's going to be components in the game that are completely new, maybe something like Destiny with live servers that have maybe public events, and we're going to have new functions in the game likely as well, like inventory or some kind of evolution or upgrading menu for our character, either that just being campaign with Chief or some kind of multiplayer campaign mode that is like Destiny. So every year for about 5 years now in a row, I've made this kind of video in January, but unlike those years, unlike those videos, we didn't have a confirmation that Halo was actually dropping that year. But now we know for a fact that Halo Infinite is dropping this year. We weren't sure if it was going to be 2018 or 2019, but now we know it's holiday 2020, which means that 343 in the next 10 months, believe it or not, will be releasing the game. And that includes, in just a few months here, maybe about 5 months, we will see gameplay, teasers, trailers, juicy details, and everything you can imagine, including the game itself, of course, in 10 months. Now, I say that because Microsoft want to release Halo Infinite as late as December, and we're already pretty much through January. We're already pretty much in February, so yeah, we are only like 9 to 10 months from Halo Infinite being playable for all of us, unless there's like an unexpected delay, which would actually be in trend with 2020, but they've had 5 years to develop this Halo. That is one of the longest Halos to be developed like ever. So this is super, super big stuff. It's working off the Slipspace engine, and so when is Halo Infinite gonna release? If I had to make a Hail Mary guess, I would say November 2nd. Now, here's something else you're going to want to know, all right? Halo Infinite's marketing is going to be different than that of Halo 4 and Halo 5, and probably Halo MCC as well. And not only that, for a while now, 343 has had a leadership toss-up. Many high-profile positions have been swapped or replaced with completely new people, and that's going to impact the game either in a good or bad way, but I think it's going to impact it somehow. But regardless, the marketing for Halo Infinite is going to be different. So Halo 4 and Halo 5's marketing was stark, it was based on fear, and overall depressing and gloomy. And besides Hunt the Truth, it was probably pretty accurate marketing because the game, like Halo 4 and 5, ended up being a lot based on fear and tension, like just dark and overall gloominess. But Halo Infinite, I think even from what we've seen in the trailers, is going to get back to the roots of Halo, which I think is going to express this not only in marketing, but also the gameplay in the trailers and the cutscenes and all that good stuff. It's going to have hope, mystery, it's going to bring about awe and heroism, symbolism, and wonder. And that's not me saying this, that's what they've said. So the North Star, so to speak, for them is to believe. in believing what? That's actually not quite clear, but Halo 3's marketing rested upon the same type of marketing, believe. Probably believe in Chief that he can save humanity. Now, as it was pretty easy to predict last year, we ended up getting substantial news and story information in 2019, but in 2020, since the game's releasing this year, we're going to see gameplay, and we're also going to be able to hopefully play the flight if that's public. It seems that they're going to be doing Halo Insider flights, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to be really public. But let's talk about the exact dates for Halo Infinite news. So, since I started HaloFollower back in 2011, I realized that 343 has a pattern of releasing news. And it's not that hard to understand, but since the fact that they're releasing the game this year, our best prediction method and reference is to just simply look back at the last major release for Halo, and that would be Halo 5, and use that as reference. And we're getting news as early as a month from now based on that. I'm talking specifically about the New York Toy Fair. The year that Halo 5 released, about 9 or 10 months right around right now to Halo Infinite, it was proper time to reveal, apparently, a vehicle for the next game, and that was the Phaeton in Mega Block form at the New York Toy Fair. And the same thing happened with Halo Wars 2 about, a few months before release. Now, this year's New York Toy Fair takes place on February 22nd to 25th, and I would bet some money something Halo Infinite related will be there. Something as small as just Master Chief's updated armor, a simple weapon, a type of current weapon or vehicle, a new modification like 343's new take on it, or even a new environment that may be present. So you don't have to worry about tuning in for that. I'm going to be covering anything that happens there. Now, there's also another notable event named GDC, the Game Developers Conference, and that takes place on March 16th to 20th this year, which, as I guessed last year, and will guess again, it probably won't have much Halo news, if anything, but I could be wrong. GDC did have a conference a few months after Halo 5's released in 2016, so maybe this time next year in 2021, after Infinite's dropped, we might get some good behind the scenes stuff, a good conference, a good panel. But let's talk about the big event, the big highlight, which we all know is going to have tons of Halo news, is E3 2020. This year's event is going to be spectacular. Not only is the next gen Xbox coming out, but also Halo MCC news is pouring out, as well as Halo Infinite is already confirmed for E3 2020 and will likely have a large portion revealing gameplay. We know that this event will actually have more about the pilot and likely more about Master Chief, and finally give us a clue as to what the hell the plot for Infinite is. And E3 2020 will take place on June 9th all the way up to June 11th. But like last year, Microsoft will likely publish a big story trailer on the main stage, if not just another cutscene, either being the very first thing we see or the very last thing we see. And we will likely, I would say pretty much, come on, we're going to get it. We're going to get gameplay in the next 4 to 5 months. Sort of like in 2012, they had a mixture of an epic cutscene and then some gameplay that had new enemies and game mechanics and so on. Now, I wish we would get gameplay before E3, but I don't think it's going to happen because I think they want to make a massive splash, a massive impact on this event. Now, one thing I haven't really talked about much is that the time right before E3, we're going to hear about leaks. Right before Halo Infinite was announced, we heard that it was going to be called Halo Infinity. So while some of these leaks may be outright fake, some of the leaks might actually be somewhat accurate, if not completely true. So keep an eye out for rumors and leaks. And from my experience, it's only about 3 weeks before E3 that these rumors are ever even valid, that they turn out to be valid. I've never heard of a legit E3 rumor a whole month or 2 months before E3. So just keep an eye out for that. But we might actually get some interesting news from leakers and insiders, and so that's something to keep an eye out for. But the days after E3 is also a time to look forward to, because we might have an Xbox Insider show or a Microsoft post show that will dwell deeper into the Microsoft games, including Halo, and that's probably where we're going to get a lot more gameplay, at least multiplayer gameplay, and we will get new images, nice new 1080p, maybe 4K images, after a main splash of information at E3. And of course, we're going to get tons of information about Xbox Series X, and hopefully an explanation of what the hell is going on in that clip we got at the announcement trailer for the Series X. But also, one other thing, guys, expect some surprising announcements at E3. Again, this is a brand new game. They've been working on it for years. While we are all expecting the game to, of course, drop for the Xbox One and the next-gen Xbox and, of course, PC, which are all confirmed, we may get some shocking news that it's going to branch out to Nintendo Switch and the PS4 and maybe even the PS5. So that's something to, consider. So another major event is Rooster Teeth's RTX event in Austin, Texas. It's been known to have Halo news, especially with Halo 4, not so much with Halo 5, but there was some stuff there in 2015. But Rooster Teeth and 343, from what it seems, still maintains a good relationship like Bungie had with Rooster Teeth. And like back with Halo 4, it was actually playable there before release. Given me, when I was there, it took 4 hours to play one freaking match, but it was still awesome at the time, and I would never do that again. But this is something that might happen with Halo Infinite's beta. There might be playable screens there and a massive, very long line, but we'll see. RTX this year takes place on July 3rd to 5th, about a month after E3, so there's still time. And I think it will have stuff there simply because, well, the game's releasing this year, and why it wasn't so much with Halo 5, I think that they're trying to get back in with the community, and I think they're trying to get more personal with us, and there's so much opportunity for RTX to be even more successful. And my only concern really about the flights here is a lack of time that 343 has to take in criticism and make changes. With Halo 5's beta, it released January of the release year, so about 10 months before release. If it was the same thing right now, we should have already played the beta and been done with it. But 343 has a lot less time to critique fans' criticism, and they might not even have time at all. It might just be a stress test for whatever gameplay they have made for us. But I would say around summer, we're probably going to get flights. At least somebody is in the Halo Insider program. But hopefully they have a big public one so everyone is included in the community. Another major event to mark on the calendar is ComicCon. Not only is there tons of awesome shows and movies and sometimes games that make an appearance at the San Diego Comic-Con, but also Halo has been known to make reveals there, like with Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5, and before Halo 5 dropped, Mattel busted out Halo 5 toys there, and probably will do that again for this year's Comic-Con, but this time with Halo Infinite toys. This may also be the event that the Halo TV show that is likely going to tie in with Master Chief, that will include his new armor, of course, in Halo Infinite, will make its debut, will drop the first trailer and be fresh out of development hell, but it could also be an opportunity for Halo Infinite to get a cinematic or a new trailer for the public to see. So there's a lot to look forward to this year. I didn't even really mention Halo MCC or the TV show very much, but guys, like this video up if you ended up enjoying, and comment down below which date are you most excited for, what are you most looking forward to with Halo Infinite, when do you think the beta is going to be, and when do you think we're going to get a release date? Let me know down in the comment section below, and guys, subscribe for more Halo Infinite news and updates throughout the year as well, and be sure to hit that notification bell. YouTube doesn't really update people that subscribe anymore, just people that hit the notification bell after subbing, so be sure to do that. Stay up to date on all the Halo news, and I will catch you guys in the next one soon. Peace.